All right, this is round 7 of the bronze bracket, or actually matchup 7 of round 1 of the bronze bracket, where we're having Labatt Blue versus Beck's. Now, Labatt Blue is an adjunct lager, and we have it listed as 5% ABV, whereas Beck's is a German Pilsner at 5% ABV. So Beck's should be hoppier and bitter, more bitter than Labatt Blue. But we'll find out, because the beers that these have gone up against before might tell a different story. So anyway, taking a look at these, virtually identical in color and carbonation and head retention. I can't tell the difference between the two, so once I mix these up, it will be easy for me to open my eyes and I won't know which one is which. Alright, it should be good enough. So here we go. Nice big swig of that. Not detecting many hops there. This is probably the Labatt, the adjunct lager. It's not impressive. It doesn't stand out. You know, it's just a mediocre beer. I mean, it doesn't taste bad. So, if this is the German Pilsner, it should be a bit more bitter and hoppy. Let's just see. And it is. It is definitely more bitter and hoppy. Much stronger taste out of this one. This is probably the Beck's. And I'm leaning towards this because this one is going to get much more watery compared to this one as I drink more of this. It has a decent finish, whether it's the adjunct lager or the German Pilsner. The finish isn't bad. As most adjunct lagers' finishes are kind of dry and sawdusty tasting, this isn't like that. Where this one does have some very bitterness, which I would suspect is due to the hops. This one initially has a better flavor because of the bitterness of this one. But like it is with most of these bitter beers, the more you drink of it, the better tasting that bitterness becomes. The flavor starts to emerge over time, or over volume, I guess would be a better description. So the more you drink of it, the more flavorful it becomes. Sometimes I hear beers described as approachable, and I don't have any idea what that means. Which one of these beers is more approachable? Well, what does approach mean? You're coming up on something for the first time. And, yeah, I guess this one would be more approachable, because initially, it was pleasant. It was good tasting, mild, and didn't have a bad after finish. And this one was bitter and harsh in comparison. But now, after we've got beyond the initial approach. This one might be less approachable, but it's a better beer to make friends with in the long term, I think. Good. Similar. It's a tough one. These are always tough. So let me try some more. Not bad, not bad. A bit stronger. I'm going to call it for this one. And that's it. This is Labatt Blue. Not a bad beer. But Beck's, I'm giving it the win. Because I am preferring the bitterness and the flavor and the higher strength that this beer has to this one. So, Beck's gets the win. Labatt Blue, Canada's #1 selling beer, is kaput. Not a history. Fini. Beck's will continue on, and Labatt, adios.